Hello, everybody, and welcome to the third and final qualifier of our very first Nova tournament series. I am so excited to be here, joined by none other than AJK, who is right below me. How's it going, AJK?
I am doing great. MissGPops, how are you?
I am lovely, thank you very much.
This is there's literal hype in chat and also figurative hype in the air. This is a big one tonight.
It is. I'm so excited. I'm always excited, so
You are always, yeah, that's sort of your default state, but I can vouch that you do seem slightly more excited than usual, yeah.
Oh good. Bibble and Go Paler in the chat. How's it going? And Dirty Deeds, I know I'm alive. So I'm so excited to be streaming Nova Island. If y'all have not heard of Nova Island before, you've been living under a rock. So make sure you go and download it because it's amazing. And yeah, you'll love it. I'll put the link in the chat right now. Sure y'all check it out. Ooh, I capped it. Didn't mean to yell that. All right. Well, as we're letting people file in, we can go over a little bit of what's going to be happening tonight and what you can kind of expect. So, as I said, this is the last qualifier of this Nova tournament series that we're doing. 2 more people will qualify today, and then we have our big final tournament next week on May the 3rd, which is going to be pretty epic. In this tournament, the competitors can choose any deck, any cards, any professional, and really create their best to show it off live on stream. In between the matches, you can change your cards or your pro, and just try to keep it to about 3 minutes or so we can keep everything moving along. If matches are taking a little bit too long, at round 25 is where we will say, okay, whoever has more Novas around 25, you are the winner. You'll be declared the winner. If you're both tied at round 25, then we'll do sudden death until round 30. And around 30, if it's still a tie, then we will call that match a draw and start a new game. And other than that, just remember to treat each other kindly, have an amazing night, good luck, and have fun. Did I miss anything, AJK?
You did not. I was going to say introduce our players, which you can definitely still do. I will say that some of them are actually asking in chat what type of deck they should use for this, which I'm not going to say bodes great for them in terms of preparation, but we'll see. So maybe we'll hold off on the predictions, but they got some time to figure that out.
That's true.
And apparently are taking any and all opinions on what that deck should be. So maybe we'll be seeing some more Rata Baby tonight if we can get led in here to give their take on things. Who knows? I guess literally at this point anything is possible, as the decks have not even been set. So we're in for a treat tonight.
Absolutely. And it'll be interesting to see how many, if any, of these matches are going to go to game number 3. With them being best of 3, we've only had one so far.
Bold prediction. Number 1.
Okay.
Both series go to a game 3 tonight.
Oh.
Both series, we see 2 game 3s tonight. That is my first bold prediction of the evening, of many to come with probably scattered accuracy. But I'm confident we're going to watch 6 games tonight. You heard it here first.
I'm not even kidding you. I was thinking about that right before the stream today.
Oh, okay. All right. Maybe not that bold of a prediction.
I still think it is bold based on the last 2 qualifiers. I will say that.
True.
But for
Yeah,
sure.
we've only seen 1 so far. Yeah.
Yes. 2 rubber matches. That's right, Fibble. Gotta get those rubber matches in.
It's a very standard phrase. It's actually embarrassing for all of you that you didn't know it. So I'm good. I'm here to educate, honestly.
I'm definitely the embarrassed one. I didn't know what the rubber match was. Oh, see, Green doesn't know what a rubber match is either. So
that's okay. They're going to be involved in one tonight, so they'll find out.
There you go. Yo, Biggie, been a while. I know, I've been doing wonderful. I hope you've been well as well. Well, on that note, we have our first 2, I was going to say contestants again.
We do this every time. It's still okay. Contestants continues to be a perfectly fine word to use here.
All right. So on the game show of Nova Island.
It's a little game showy, yeah.
Yeah, a little bit.
But it's okay.
We have Celia and Espro95 are going to be going head to head in the first best of 3. It's going to be great.
Yeah. 2 of our actually most accomplished players, even historically, really, but especially recently on the leaderboards. So it is a clash of titans. I mean, we've even seen some chatter in the community about how this could easily be a finals matchup, but we get the early treat of having in the qualifiers. But that also means stakes are very high for such a high-profile matchup, because one of these 2 will not automatically qualify for our finals.
That is very true. Awesome. And Perpetrator in the chat, how you doing? And AC Pro, welcome. All right. Well, I see that Celia and Espro95 are both online, just waiting and super excited to get going. So, Celia, how about you request the first game whenever you're ready?
I'm going to say Celia as Flora against Espro95 as Max is my prediction here.
Okay.
We'll see.
Interesting prediction. I think Jack's going to be somewhere in here. I don't know from who, but that's my prediction. Oh!
Looks like we're about to find out. Hey, okay, I'm completely wrong, and you're at least partially right, so here we go. Not even close. Celia, okay, Buckin probably wanted to throw Espro a little bit off. Celia, known as kind of a Flora main, but actually leads with Jack here. So Espro maybe suddenly kind of grasping for what exactly they're about to be up against.
That is very cool. I love that, people going against what their typical ladder push deck is, or, what it really throws people off and gives you an edge in the tournament, as far as I'm concerned.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I mean, in a tournament, yeah, like you said, especially, it's like you kind of have to be doing things like that. On the ladder, you can, you'll be facing different opponents every time. You can change your deck up, whatever. But like for a game 1 of a tournament, I actually really, really like to see Celia bring in a deck that probably, at least I would assume, Espro95 not expecting, and going for the round 2 Joe clone here rather than round 1. We'll see if Espro95 is an answer. Looks like that's paper cut for now.
Paper cut.
Which is a fine answer.
It is definitely a fine answer. But it will, when you get the early Joe clone, if you do something that's kind of a slow removal, it still offers up a lot of early Nova collection.
Yeah, it does. So yeah, Celia actually going for the round 2 Joe clone there, kind of interesting.
Yes, true.
Not playing it in no. I don't think you said round 1. I'm just like, it was interesting that she played it round 2, even though it didn't end up actually like buffing an ally. So just kind of wanted to maybe wait and see if you can get a read on the superpower from Espro95. You don't want to play Joe clone right into, let's say, a Firecracker maybe. So, but in this case, that Firecracker does come down and is still pretty effective. Takes a lot off the board. Celia playing an aggressive sizzle there just for some collection, and now just picking it back up.
I like that escape pod because you're really maximizing that when played ability and gonna hold on to it, I guess, for another really good opportunity to get that when played as well as the no selection.
Yeah, the Ratababy v Paper Cut showdown means there is a timer on this Paper Cut. Certainly can't go more than another 2 rounds, but we'll see if there's a way to take out the Ratapult. But instead, a Ratapult of Espro's own comes down here. And these Ratababies are landing in some high-profile spots here in the lobby.
Yeah, they definitely are. I like that Celia got rid of Espro's Ratapult right away with that Zapling gun and just is not interested in dealing with it.
Yeah. And a pretty nice high roller there, actually. Now in this, buys the Paper Cut some time without needing to get buffed any further to hold off this Ratapult, and actually could even snipe the Ratapult. That would be big here. And there it is!
Oh, it does! 25% chance for it to snipe that Ratapult.
Yeah, very nice.
Ouch.
Did it actually hit the Ratapult twice in a row there? I think it did.
It had to have.
Yeah, I think there's actually 2 in a row hitting the Ratapult, so really nice there.
Goodness. Gila with a lot of 1 health friends on the board right now. I wonder if she has some kind of AoE buff cards in her hand to really maximize having all those friends on board.
Maybe a Morpheus? We have seen Morpheus in a similar deck. We definitely do see a fair amount of Morpheus with Jack and with anything that is spawn heavy like this, so maybe we'll see a Morpheus. I don't know, we might see it, like you said, in the form of a power. I'm not sure. But for right now, it might just be like just populating the board, but it is Morpheus. Okay.
There it is.
That's a good spot for it, for sure.
What a call on that.
And like we saw in match last week, the Mega Bomb comes down and immediately takes it out. In this case, a few survivors, but they're going to get cleaned up by this Paper Cut pretty fast. So the Mega Bomb plus the Paper Cut there, actually just a really nice answer. And even though it's 7-2, S495's just got this Paper Cut chugging along for a lot of value so far.
Yeah, it's doing work when you think of all of the damage and all of the friends that it's taken off of the board. It's more than surpassed its 2 coins in value.
Yeah. Jack without like a default answer to it other than maybe a Crusher that you're not enthusiastic about using on it. But Celia at this point still hasn't gotten to a second superpower, so that's still irrelevant for now.
Right.
We'll see what Espro has in terms of providing some pressure of their own. I've really yet to see much, mostly just been very control heavy, and that continues with the Venomous here. That's
a nice Venomous as well, because out of everything that's on the board, that was the only card that had a death effect on it. So really nice to Venomous it, and then you prevent Celia from getting that card draw, or card creation, I guess.
And we know that with that Venomous comes a makeover. We'll see if Espro has any transform targets. But we also know that Celia has 2 superpowers, now one of them being Bloomify, which is actually pretty nice here to keep a friend in play, rather than just letting the Paper Cut clean them up. But gets countered immediately by the Armory.
That is unfortunate from Celia. It seems like Espro has something to counter just everything.
Yeah.
And that was not the one you wanted to get hit by the Paper
That's a big deal there. The Bloom could have kept at least something alive here, but instead that one gets sniped before it can grow.
So now, because of that Paper Cut continuing to do work, Celia has no friends on the board anymore.
Yep.
We'll see how she decides to kind of pick back from this one.
Yeah, Espro with a board presence at all, I should say, and also a 3-card lead here. So looking good in the economy game. We do know, like I said, though, that Celia still has at least 1 superpower in hand. That kind of evens things out a little bit. But if that superpower is a buff superpower right now, there's not much to do with that. So we'll see.
True. This is interesting with the Felina coming down. It's kind of prime pickings for the Paper Cut. If it does go for those Bloom Kittens, you actually want the Felina to absorb some of those shots to try and let those kittens grow a little bit. Oh!
All right, Trasher coming in for some cleanup there. And again, these Ratababies just landed in the best spot every time. This one's taking the 90s. Yeah. So that's actually pretty significant here, especially with the Felina in play.
Mm-hmm.
Although right now we're going to have another pretty significant... actually, no, I'm sorry. The Paper Cut's definitely going to destroy this Felina before it even gets a chance to put a Bloom Kitten down. Going from left to right order here. So Bloom Kitten doesn't come down. The Paper Cut just cleans up the rest. And the value Paper Cut of the century continues. Celia maybe going to frustratedly crusher this thing, but has to find an answer at some point, I think. Yeah, we'll see. Yeah. for spite alone at this point, you almost have to. Honestly,
I would
but
overboard it. That's how spiteful I'd be against that paper cut.
Celia could have an overboard, I think, still, because we're missing one superpower here. So if we see an overboard on this paper cut, it'll be good for a chuckle at least. But right now, just the sizzle to kind of start
Decides to
putting a
sizzle
dent.
it.
Yeah.
I'd still overboard it here with what, 2 health. I'd overboard it with 1 health.
I'm thinking Celia to place it. Actually, interesting to play them, by the way, in the 45 and not the 25 there. But I'm thinking Celia probably has a way to do the other 2 pretty effectively here. I don't know if it could be a semi-desperation eviction too. I don't know. We'll see. But right now, it's not like Esbro's threatening a lot of collection anyway. So Celia doesn't have to be in a big rush to do it. But at some point, going to have to retake this board and stop just losing the card game, basically. The card value. You see right now, Esbro up 8 cards to 5, just grinding Celia down. That's got to stop at some point if Celia wants a chance.
Yeah, that's really tough when you have these cards that are getting such good value. It becomes very challenging to try and keep up with the cards being played.
Oh, we see a Ray here.
I like
actually
that
a really
Ray.
great spot. Yeah, but it might not be long for this board, assuming Esbro 95's deck continues to look the way it does, and there's a strike. That's one way to do it. But that is actually unbelievably significant for about 20 different reasons. One of them of many being the fact that we know Esbro 95 has a makeover in hand, and the makeover coming down that sprink would be right now, by the way, leading this round. But instead, the sizzle clearing the sprink before that can happen. That is just a monstrously big 2-drop there from Celia. I can't even. I was gonna finish the sentence. I can't even. Just a huge deal there.
That's wild. The worst part is that it's Esbro that was the catalyst of all of that.
Friendly fire in a way, yes.
Oh my goodness. And of course. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, you got it. I want you to go.
Okay. In Esbro fashion, another paper cut came down right in its place.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
Really had
I bet
time
not the
rid of
last
them.
one we see even. I wouldn't be surprised.
Oh my gosh, right? This time, at least, Celia was able to get rid of it a lot quicker with the eviction and then the get out. So we're not going to see it getting as much value as the first one did.
True. Even then, kind of still pricey. The Infinite Wisdom though is great. Celia needed a little bit of economy. Even the Zap's like pretty relevant. But any superpower there that does something plus draws is nice. I mean, that's kind of what Celia is looking for. So that's a nice pull there.
Right.
But still 4 cards only remaining for Celia here.
Esbro's down to 6 though too.
Yeah.
So a little bit less of a discrepancy as there was before the other one. Before the
But
and a prepare, yeah.
to help rectify that, yeah.
I wonder if Celia's gonna have another double trouble soon.
Yeah, it seems like those are kind of the 2 kind of big card draw vehicles here, are the Prepare of Esbro and the Double Trouble of Celia. So in the late game, you definitely favor the Double Trouble there. But right now, like, again, it's kind of in that I'm still grinding your cards down to 0, and I'm doing it for cheap with the Prepare here. Like 7 cards to 3 is a very, very big deal. That's far more significant than even Celia's 11 to 7 coin advantage. It's like borderline irrelevant. And you can see that because Celia actually is just readying up here, which Esbro's smitten by probably.
I mean, I would have readied up too, because Celia still has a 4 health friend on the board, even though it's in not a great percentage spot. I mean, still have something on the board.
Yeah, it is sort of a waste of a 4-coin advantage, but with that few cards, there's really nothing that Celia could do there anyways.
Yeah. Okay.
Man, a lot of sizzles. Every transforms a sizzle. Both players have a sizzle in their deck. These sizzles are everywhere. It's basically a sizzler in here.
It is just about a sizzler. That's a restaurant, right, in the States?
I think so. I don't know if it still exists, but it's a buffet too, so there's probably like a play on words there. Like we got a buffet of sizzle. I don't know what's going on, but yeah, that's
buffet of sizzles at the Sizzler.
It was a restaurant. I don't know that it continues to be, but that was what I was going for. So thanks for getting the reference at least.
You're welcome. Even though I'm not an American, I do sometimes get those references.
I don't know if no Sizzlers outside of the country. I'm not sure actually. I don't know if Sizzler was international. We probably talk about literally anything else at this point. I'm surprised. I don't know. Again, I don't know what Espero's hand is there, but
Yeah.
surprised to see a pass now because here,
Me
that's when you
too.
actually want to start pushing the card advantage in a way. It's not just coins that matter when you're passing back and forth. Like 8 coins to 3 is less of an advantage than 9, or 8 cards to 3 is less of an advantage than 9 cards to 4, and so on. So
Right.
I was expecting something there from Espero, but wanted to wait to get value from this trasher rather than just play it on an empty-ish board. So I get that, and maybe behind that, it's really just extremely damage heavy to the point where Espero's just kind of got nothing to do, which negates the card advantage anyway. So maybe Celia can catch up in that game.
Yeah, I was thinking the exact same thing. You know, when you have that much of a card advantage, usually when you just want to, lay it on them,
Yeah.
And get just a ton of collection and end it in 2 rounds or something before they have that chance to catch up on
Right.
card count.
Yeah, should be able to grind Celia to 0 cards in 1 good round here if you have any way to apply pressure at all, really. But
Passive, okay.
yeah, both players just sort of forced into being passive. Celia with a coin advantage that can't take advantage of because of the cards. Astro with a card advantage that can't take advantage of because of the cards themselves not being apparently very valuable here. So,
Right.
it's kind of just, a little bit of a slow grind here.
It's possible that Espero is stuck with a lot of defensive powers.
Yeah, that's certainly the case.
Yeah. We'll see. Celia now is kind of unloading. Hopefully not too much, because you also got to worry about those defensive powers from Espero and getting, good AoE value. Friends on the board, but we'll see what Espero decides to do. Okay, a makeover.
Oh, and it's a big makeover. That
Ow.
bruiser here is just going to clear out a lot and render that Felina useless for a while as well.
That is very, very painful. Okay.
A nice Ray here, but here comes the hammer. It's 8 cards and 10 coins. Espero probably has a way to pretty much do whatever here. It starts with a sprink again, and this time not into a sizzle. So the sprink performance is improving at least, but at least the get out from Celia is nice.
Yeah. That helps.
And even the Chris is kind of nice. At least the bruiser doesn't destroy that. It opens it up for you, but 1 card left. I just keep staring at Celia's card amount, and it's 7-1 right now, and that's just that's really hard to come back from.
Yeah. Okay. Another sizzle comes down.
Yeah. At this point, Espero 95 has no reason not to play cards because Celia's, again, out of them.
Right.
So no reason to hold back.
Okay. Pretty much cleared the board. It's Felina. Oh, it went in. Okay.
All right. Not that there was that much damage for the bruiser to do there, but still, you prefer if it hits than misses.
Of course, yeah.
But Ratababy winning out over bruiser there.
Mm-hmm.
As it should.
9-4 right now for Novas. Cards 6-2 in favor of Espero.
Yeah. And Celia just desperately looking for that double trouble to pull something out here. And then off of that double trouble, again, hoping for drawing superpowers that hold some value. Really needs that at this point.
I have been in Celia's shoes more than a
We
few
all
times.
We all have. Yes.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then when you play that double trouble, then you're also hoping for something that is just perfectly useful.
Yeah. And there's that big number 0 we're looking at top right now for Celia.
Now Espero can just kind of run with the last 4 coins. Oh, but passes. Oh, that bruiser. That hurts real bad.
Yeah, it does. It does, and it's gonna continue to.
Yeah.
Have we not seen Crusher actually? I don't know if we've seen Crusher yet. So then there's your Crusher target at least. There it is. So that's nice.
That's decent.
Yep.
Hopefully from Celia, that last card is a double trouble.
Yeah. Or IP into a double trouble. I'm trying to think what other draw we've seen from Celia, but it's not much. And we were at the point where Espero's just picking up their own sizzle.
There it
There's a double
is.
trouble. Okay, all right. Little bit of a plot thickening situation there.
I bet since Espero used that bounce pad on the sizzle, though, he's probably going to sizzle. Oh, okay.
Yeah. I was thinking maybe to get rid of that Ratty Baby too before
Yeah.
Celia could play some big buff superpower, but honestly, there's no superpower that can buff that Ratty Baby out of range of the damage that's in Espro 95's hand right now anyway.
Right. Fair point.
So in no hurry to
Yeah.
re-plunk the sizzle down here.
I don't know.
All right, Bloom of Sight. Pretty okay here.
Yeah, it does a little work.
Something at least. By the way, I believe this is already our longest game of the series, so our tournament series so far. At 14 rounds.
Wait.
Yeah.
14.
Which certainly figures with a couple of decks like this.
Yeah. Okay. And a firecracker.
With some of the worst hits possible there, unfortunately.
Wasn't ideal, no.
Not ideal, no.
Another
Sizzle pickup.
sizzle with
A little
bounce
surprising there, but I guess, sure. Yeah.
pad. Oh, goodness.
Might have left the 4 health friend down there, but it missed anyway, so, you know, whatever, I guess.
Espro definitely taking their time in getting more friends on the board here. So I feel more confident in the fact that Espro probably has a lot of powers in hand. We saw 2 bounce pads, just about back to back with the sizzle.
Yeah, we might be about to see the game end here, and actually we do.
There it is.
Decides not to wait with this last Trasher with Celia only
Yeah.
having 1 card left, and Espro 95 with a dominant 20-5 victory in game 1.
Wow, GG's. That was definitely tough to see Celia kind of slowly running out of cards. But it really shows how important card draw is, and having to, try to have a deck that is versatile in many situations. And running out of cards is kind of, for me personally, I hate it the most out of anything. I'm like, if only I had cards, I could do many things. Oh, we can't hear you there, Alex. Like you unplugged there a bit.
How we doing?
There you go, you're back. Oh, now you're not. We don't hear ya.
How about now?
We hear you now.
Okay, phew.
Okay.
Very important point that I'm going to reiterate, that cards are very important in card games since always. And without them, it's pretty rough. That was sort of a, first of all, like a control masterclass from Espro there.
Yeah.
Very kind of just, every card was played for such a good in such a good situation and for such good value. It's a very bad matchup for Celia. I think she was kind of relying on like the spawner plus the very low health spawners, 1 health spawners, Lena from the Ratapult, etc. Then combined with the Morpheus, but ran into kind of like almost the worst possible deck that you can see there. The heavy AoE, heavy damage of Espro, making that pretty much impossible. And if anything, the Celia bringing a deck that you wouldn't expect. It sort of ended up getting countered by a deck that maybe Celia didn't expect, because it was sort of the perfect answer for what Celia had going on. It was just like you got out controlled in a way.
Yeah.
And it just that slow and steady card grind to 0 was the name of that win for Espro.
For sure. And Espro just seemed to have the most ideal counter in each situation, as we talked about through the game, that cards were getting incredible value. So when a card cost 2 coins, like the paper cut we saw that lasted for I don't even know how many rounds, but it was a lot of rounds. So when you count up all the value that paper cut was worth, probably 8 coins by the end of it, or whatever math it is.
Yeah,
so
something like that. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Well, both Espro and Celia, as we mentioned before, feel free to check up your decks, your pros, cards, anything you want to do, you can do now, and we'll get into the next match right away.
Yeah, Celia mentioning actually the lack of a high roller in her deck, and that's true. A high roller in that matchup would have been actually pretty incredible. Obviously, clearing out those paper cuts, even to buff the Morpheus, although it got instantly mega bomb, so it wouldn't have really worked out that way to buff the Morpheus. And just for draw, 1-cost draw vehicle to get rid of those paper cuts simultaneously, that would have been kind of the perfect card for Celia actually, but didn't have it. So the paper cuts did their thing, and yeah. That's all she wrote.
And it was ridiculously entertaining, Celia. Don't say that. It was the moments in that game, albeit different from, say, like one that has high transformations. It was amazing. Those sizzles, come on. And it looks like here we're getting into the next match already.
Ah, there it is.
Okay.
Celia's back. The Flora.
Right, let's update here. So Celia bringing Flora. I wonder if Espro has the same deck this time. What do you think, AJK?
So I kind of think so, because I actually also, like, I would guess that Espro brought that deck to counter Flora and what he assumes Celia's bringing with a Flora deck. So I would imagine that the deck stays pretty similar. It does seem like it's got some pretty good answers for the sort of like a mid-range bloom-heavy game that Celia plays. So I actually do think it's the same deck, maybe a tweak or two, but so far the same. There's the Ratapult. I think this was the matchup that Espro wanted when they brought the boom to begin with. So I wasn't expecting a change here, really.
Like you said, brought the boom.
Brought the boom. Yeah, did I say brought the boom? Yeah, nice. So there are many other boom-related puns that I'm missing here, but yeah, I think this was the plan, I think, for Espro. So no real need for a change, and Celia's gonna have to prove that the Flora deck can win out over a boom deck that's somewhat at least designed to counter it.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm excited to see what Celia has brought in this deck. I'm also very curious if High Roller wasn't originally part of Celia's Flora deck, if there's going to be a High Roller inserted here with anticipation for that paper cut to kind of take some revenge.
We see a Jolt, though, actually. So it's a slightly more aggressive variety of Flora than I think I've seen from Celia typically.
Okay.
A little bit of spike action in here. We'll see what lives, I guess. We don't know that initial superpower from Espro yet.
Yeah.
Any of them are sort of okay here. Overboard's not really optimal, but Firecracker is great, and there it is.
Is it going to take that spike out? Oh, it does. I know for Celia, she would have much preferred for that 1 cent to get taken out.
Yeah, the 1 in 16 chance there of a spike surviving, actually.
Is it 1 in 16?
Yeah. Has hit the 1 cent all 4 times, basically.
Right.
All right, so the Super Bloom comes down, but the Super Bloom coming down after the Firecracker has already been pulled. I mean, that's kind of what Celia was waiting for. Really good patience there out of Celia, knowing that you can't really play too heavily into Firecracker if you want to get some value out of the Super Bloom. And now, 2 Bloom on that 1 cent, you got to do something about it, but there's no answer.
Oh.
And that's going to give Celia a really dominating lobby presence.
Especially that 1 cent with 2 Bloom on it, that can get out of control real fast.
Yep.
It'll definitely be tough for Espro to handle. Yeah,
Espro really hoping for the Armory here instead of the Overboard, but instead just has the Fly Trap to clean up, which is nice too.
That's
I think the Armory would have been probably similar value, but instead of just going with the Fly Trap before Celia can buff things out of range, that makes sense.
That was just such a valuable Fly Trap, my goodness.
Yeah, down comes Spike, and now we still don't know what that second superpower is from Espro, and it's actually a pretty huge deal here as far as Celia knowing what to play, but man, Sizzle just taking these spikes out before they can grow and landing on a 75, really nice there.
So far, Espro is doing very good at clearing the board of everything that Celia puts down on it. We're both the same in cards right now, though, 6 to 5.
Yeah, but it is the Armory after all, and that's the perfect answer for a Jazzy. And Celia's going to really need to, like, try to outrace this pretty quickly. You'd love to see a high health replacement here, but instead it's just an IP, which is a little bit kind of like unfortunately slow. And a snake skin from the 1 cent. That is also somewhat painful, but hang on, because it sets up a pretty nasty Bloomicite here, if I do say so myself.
Absolutely, and Espro just hit the 6 Nova mark. We'll have to see.
Is it Bloomicite?
Which one?
Oh, it is Bloomify. Okay. All right.
Okay.
Still strong, but obviously not exactly what Celia wanted here, but still nice to get a friend going there.
With Espro just using Armory, we know that they have a cannon and slicer in hand, so it would be enough to get rid of that IP. And it'll only cost 3 coins to do it. So Espro decides to do.
there's the cannon.
There's the cannon, and I'm sure we'll see a slicer come down.
Yeah, we might. I can't remember if Espro also had an escape pod, maybe to put the sizzle back down. I don't really remember. But I know for sure they've got ways to do some deal damage to these 1 health friends, many of them. But
Right.
Celia tried to make that a little bit more difficult, at least with the low voltage.
I actually really like that. Trying to especially keep that Ip with the bloom alive. Putting more pressure on Espro to get rid of some of those cards.
Yeah, she absolutely has to. It's just a straight race to 20 for her. There's no long game that she has a chance to win, really. I don't think in this with these 2 decks. It's got to be fast. And they're the immediate, again, just replacing your friend immediately with Waterer. The Slicer, at least now we've seen that, but instead it's a Zapping Gun. It's another really nice answer for the Waterer there.
Absolutely is.
Yeah.
At least with the one good thing about that is Celia's not going to pass 12, but Espro is. So for Celia, there's a bit more wiggle room there, and that Ip can't be taken out by Overboard, which is, I think, the last power for Espro.
It is, yeah. And the one thing we know for sure is Celia does have Bloomicite now. The problem with that is Espro also knows for a fact that it's Bloomicite in this case, so can try to kind of play around it a little bit. Starts by just bouncing the IP.
That's a nice bounce pad. And Celia actually with the card advantage. 9 to 6.
Yeah. Yeah, waiting for the Bloomicite pull here.
Yeah.
Celia maybe greeds it here to try to get down another friend. Wouldn't surprise me. It's just Ratapult for now.
Ooh. Having that Ratababy spawn in the lobby would have been much more ideal for that Bloomicite.
Yeah, unless Celia has a friend that she'd rather put there. But trying to think about what we've seen from Espro that would be a particularly good clear here. Can't afford the Mega Bomb, so not that. I don't know. Celia's got a shot here, but gonna have to put that pressure on, I think, right now. Okay, actually going for just double Ratapult. Yeah, and does miss the lobby, so that's okay. It's a lot of Ratapults.
It's a lot of Ratapults.
Yeah.
I do like, though, that she's getting those down because Espro's already at 12 Novas. You're getting close, you know?
Espro opting to pick up the Ratababy just for the coins here. Maybe that means, it means a pollination.
Wow.
Interesting. And that's playing right into this Bloomicite, though. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, indeed.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Maybe a little bit of a miscalculation there from Espro. I think maybe just picking up the Sizzle for some clear there might have been better, knowing that Bloomicite was going to come down. But the pollination, unfortunately, plays right into the Bloomicite there. Nonetheless, I mean, when you look at it, it's still a lot of pressure, and it's still 16 Novas total for Espro.
Yeah.
Maybe just deciding that they just didn't want to wait and want to try to win this game sooner. Suddenly, it's a flipped on its head what I said before, where it seems like Celia certainly has the longer game advantage, and Espro's looking to win this thing ASAP.
Wow. And I mean, Espro has 7 coins. There's got to be a AoE something happening. Oh,
it's a Ray,
goes
actually,
with the
from Espro.
Ray.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. That's actually pretty good Ray. Oh.
Was good while it lasted, though, for sure. But unfortunately, Celia did have at least the one big single target damage card. I know Celia is actually a pretty big Slingshot fan. A lot of bounce pad fans out there, but Celia kind of standing by Slingshot, and there it's the perfect answer.
I mean, in these types of situations, when there's a potential for someone to win the game, if there's enough Novas on the board, I like to go for the sure thing. Like, if I have a power that I know will 100% take that thing out. For Celia, Celia doesn't have enough. 2, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, Celia can't actually win this round.
A couple basement hits could get there, but it'd have to be a perfect, pretty much a perfect energizing phase for her to get 8.
Right.
Actually, no, with the Ratababy's generating too. I don't know, it's close, but she can definitely get there right now. Just gonna take some luck.
Yeah.
Espro is gonna need both to energize at this point to get to 20 because of the 1 damage. And here we go.
Oh, okay. We've got the 1.
There's 1. And this might come down to this 50-50 on this seedlet, and it looks like it's going to.
What's going to happen?
This is everything.
What's it going to do?
And it misses. The 50-50 for this game to be won and series to be won immediately misses for Espro 95 there. Instead, it's 19-18, and Celia with a really nice board presence here. Espro did not want to see the game continue, but Nice to start off with a massive
Oh,
Mega
no.
Bomb here.
That Mega Bomb is massive.
You could feel the anger
Oh.
pulsing through Espro's veins through that Mega Bomb after that 50-50 missed. Probably very therapeutic to get that Mega Bomb down. And the pressure's
Yeah.
back on Celia now.
Oh my gosh. I mean, Espro has 5 HP on the board right now. Celia with only 2. Oh my goodness.
Now, this is where it gets to the point where I don't like Celia's position in the late game. Like I mentioned earlier, I don't think her cards are as well suited for the late game. Right now,
Oh, okay.
Mophius, they're pretty mediocre, for example. I think Espro's deck with the big heavy AoE damage is a little bit more suited for the late game. But
Right.
yeah, Celia, like at some point, it looked like Celia was actually like kind of in control or looking for that point. Certainly,
Yeah.
at least happy to see this round. Period. We see the overboard on the Mophius there, which a little surprising actually.
Yeah, because the Mophius isn't really gonna, you know, win or break anything. Go into this, likely the final energizing phase, but who knows, right? It could go 2 more rounds. We don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it does buff the Ratababy that's going to come from this Ratapult at least, and in this case, the spike that comes from this Jolt. So
Okay.
it does do some work there.
Yeah.
But usually overboard, you want to take out more than effectively another maybe 2 or 3 health that the Mophius is going to generate this round. But on the other hand, if Celia has no big targets, you got to use it eventually, and there's a big commitment there with the double trouble.
Oh.
That's going to be a very, very important pair of superpowers for this game and series. It can go really either
that's
way.
risky. Oh my goodness.
On the plus side,
Yeah.
every superpower is good here.
That's true. Yeah.
I
Whether
don't
it's a
think there's
buff or
a-
not.
Yeah, I don't think there's a particularly bad superpower at this stage, so it's not as risky as it seems. Every superpower in this spot is actually pretty effective. I'm trying to think of what even the worst. Twinning's great.
Ooh, Twinning's
Twinning's
really
not a bad one.
great.
Yep. Ooh, but it
Ooh.
does end up being pretty bad. It's up being actually borderline useless here.
Yeah, I mean, it's okay. You get another 4 on the
don't
board,
know.
but it goes to the basement, which is not
Yeah.
ideal.
Yeah, Rochelle, very not ideal there because it
Yeah.
can go basement or penthouse even.
Plus, didn't that
landing in a
sizzle
pretty
have
rough spot.
4 HP?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
saying that,
so-
it did essentially nothing. Or yeah, I know it had 4 because it got lowered to 3 and then bloomed 1, I think, something like that. So
Right.
yeah,
Lumify, though, you know, that did a fair bit of work to it. And Celia only has 1 coin left.
Yeah,
What could
Bloomify
it
was great there.
be?
And now we're just
Okay.
off to the races here again.
Okay, what's happening? Okay.
And it just comes down to, do we
Okay.
go above ground here or not? We do.
Oh!
And this time though. And this time though, the Seedlit hits.
Oh my
The redemption of the
gosh.
Seedlit. The Ratababy on the 55 missing, the Seedlit on the 50 hitting, and that is it. 26 to
my.
25 and a 2-0 series win for Espro.
That
Never in doubt, honestly.
that was absolutely wild. Oh my gosh. Look how angry that Ratababy is sitting in the 55.
Me too. I would be too. Yeah, the twinning brick suddenly was like that very significant like glimmer of, I wouldn't say glimmer of hope. I
Yeah.
would say even like suddenly Celia seems advantaged there, if anything, the waste of a superpower effectively in that spot. But the
Oh my
Bloomify was
gosh.
great, like you said. Just 3 health there, period. 3 Novas effectively once at 75 hits.
Yeah.
Obviously made the huge difference there. And then the Seedlit, the fickle Seedlit, missing the last round, deciding wanting to add some drama, and does very much that.
Wow.
And rather than an overtime, I should say,
Yeah.
the series is over. Espro 2-0.
Wow. Well, GG's to both of you. Both played absolutely brilliantly. Yeah, thank you so much for coming out and playing, and congratulations to Espro. You have qualified for the finals bracket that is happening next Tuesday on May the 3rd. So, yeah, you have an ending like that, and you're like flabbergasted because it's just so exciting. And hard to put into words how freaking awesome that was.
Yeah. Certainly sorry to see Celia get bounced there, but we definitely got our money's worth from the fan perspective. Those were two great games. I mean, obviously the last one's an all-timer basically. And yeah, you know, for what could have been, like we said, like a very much a finals-worthy matchup, we still got a lot of bang for our buck there. Although that seed lit also robbing me of the correct prediction of 2 game 3s tonight.
Oh, that's right. Me too.
So it was a slightly bold prediction after all, but I do think that was that series was extremely worthy of it, and we were a coin flip or 2 away from that being the case. So
I mean, it was
GGs.
an inch away from a game 3. It was 26-25. So, wow. Well, that was awesome, and again, can't thank you both enough for coming out and playing. And now we have our next matchup.
We do.
And it is. I was trying to do a drum roll. We have Green versus Free Donut. Dun dun dun. I don't know why that served a dun dun dun, but
I think it
go Paler. Yes, our next contestants are. Come on down. It made me think of The Price is Right, where they run down the stairs, like high-fiving everybody as they go, and
right.
I bid $1. Okay. So Green and Free Donut, go ahead and let's get online and get ready to party.
All right, this one will go to a game 3.
I think so too.
This one for sure. Did Green have even a deck ready for this tournament? No. But
yeah.
Does that mean that they don't have a great deck that they've generated in the last approximately 40 minutes? Also no. So I guess we'll be as surprised as Green will to see what this deck ends up containing. As far as Free Donut, don't know. We'll see.
This is true. I will say as well that Green was a last-minute fill-in from our alternate list. So a huge, huge thanks to Green for jumping in for us tonight. So a little more understandable that, might not have a deck right away.
Yeah, very true. I mean, I think Green knows I'm mostly just poking fun.
Totally, yeah.
I thought it was just a very, that was a very comedic moment for me when in the first 5 minutes of the stream, we have one of our contestants who's like, anyone got a deck I can use or what? Looks like Free Donut's on.
Perfect.
I think we're about to start up our series here.
All right. Well, Green, when you're ready, how about you request the match from Free Donut? And we will get this underway.
Green's like, 1 second. I got a couple cards left to add here.
It sounded like a bit of like a New York accent when you said that.
1 second, yeah.
Yeah.
Is that Boston? I don't know.
It was a little
I'm
Boston-y.
not good with accents. I don't know.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It was a little Boston-y. I guess the second one was, yeah.
I have a Canadian accent, I guess. But people say I have a Canadian accent, but I don't think I have one. I think
you do. I don't think it's like super strong, but like you definitely can. You get it every now and then. You know, you drop on a bout or two.
Oh, and a weird about.
Actually, yeah. You know, it's like you say a boots. You know, you don't give those like really good like classic Canadian accent ones. Yeah. But every once in a while, like you can kind of get the little bit of it. But we don't get any boots, unfortunately.
But you're talking about just drinking some maple syrup here.
Okay, yeah, right. That was great. See that? That rings true, yeah.
Yep. We do drink a lot of maple syrup here.
Oh, do you? Okay.
Well,
literally drink?
No,
no. You said drink.
I know, but that's...
I imagine just like...
That's the stereotype that Canadians just drink maple syrup for breakfast.
Slamming it down. All right, BTW. It is Green with Aster against Free Donut with Boom. So we've got probably another control-heavy matchup on our hands. I have seen some of Free Donut's Boom. In this case, it looks a little bit less control-heavy as there's a generator off the bat. So maybe it's like I actually run a bit of a Boom Spike deck myself that I think is very strong. And maybe we see something like that from Free Donut. I would like to see some pressure on Green's Aster here. So we'll see if Free Donut can provide.
Yeah, absolutely. I love it so much when a deck strategy doesn't necessarily match with the pro strategy. It just puts people on their toes. You don't know what's going to happen next.
Yeah,
And I think it also adds to a bit more versatility to the deck in general.
sure. It could just end up being generators in there because it draws. Just cheap
Could
draw.
be.
You get a front board and you get another card out of it. That card could also draw. It's an energy card. It could be low voltage, etc. So
Mhm.
it could just be still a pretty control heavy deck here. Ooh, I thought maybe the Felina was going down for a second. There, we almost got our
No.
16. So it could just be that the generator is kind of like that draw vehicle, and it's not
Right.
a particularly aggressive deck, but only one way to find out. Ooh, Ratapult.
Oh, what a good Ratapult. Oh! Green says, no, my Felina will stay alive, thank you. Oh,
Yes,
no!
but it will not. And even just the one shot from Paper Cut already achieving some great value there, eliminating the
Wow.
Felina entirely. So Felina having a bit of a rough night tonight.
Definitely. And
Paper
Paper
Cut,
Cut
not so
having a
much.
great night. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Paper Cut borderline MVP at this point, yeah.
And more sizzles. I love that we're
Yeah.
seeing sizzles.
Sizzles are everywhere.
They are.
Seeing a lot of sizzle, a lot of trash, or a lot of Paper Cut seem to be the control themed friends, and quite a few Sprinks actually too seem to be the control themed friends that we've been seeing a lot of kind of all series long.
And Escape Pod. We've seen Escape Pod in a number of decks throughout the entire qualifier so far.
Yeah, figures it pairs well with a couple of the cards we just said. Pairs great with Sizzle. Even can pair okay with Trasher sometimes, but the Sizzle Escape Pod combo is really strong.
Personally, I think it's good in just about all situations. We've seen people pull back a Ratababy to
Just for the coins.
just for the coin and play something
Totally.
else, and so it's just such an awesome card.
Yep.
Ah, look at the Ip with the inner tube. It's so cute.
Love actually the red trash can and Trasher there too. Good old Lago
Oh.
Trasher, but we don't get to look at it for too much longer as a Mega Bomb comes, and that's a really nice clear. Mega Bomb having some big clearing moments in these last couple games. And okay, there's a Jazzy. So now that we've seen a Jazzy in a one cent, it does seem like we're trending to some sort of like hybrid boom / aggressive energy deck here. We've seen Generator, we've seen Jazzy, we have also seen Paper Cut, we have seen Mega Bomb, but it's sort of a hybrid. So there is a little bit of an aggressive element to it. We'll see if maybe there's even like a jolt in there somewhere, how much it leans into the whole spike thing or not.
Right.
Free Donut actually having to pass there up 7 coins to 4 is a little bit unfortunate. I'm not sure that kind of kills my maybe there's a spike and a whole thing going on in here, because if it was going to come down anywhere, it would have come down then. So I'm not sure what's happening yet.
I wonder if you were green, venomous-ing the Jazzy instead of the Paper Cut. How you feel about that?
It kind of depends what green has behind him. I mean, right now with green having no friends on the board, obviously this Paper Cut's doing 0 and the Jazzy's at least doing something. So I think that probably makes sense.
True.
We know green has a Zappling gun that can do 2 damage to the penthouse, so maybe it's just kind of like waiting for that. But right now, Jazzy's doing something and Paper Cut's doing nothing, so I think it's probably correct. Just depends kind of what like green has behind this, and if like that Paper Cut's a significant hindrance to that. But I'm kind of thinking that it's not. I think it's more just like green trying to make this game go really slowly. I'm willing to let the Paper Cut sit there, and there's another 2 damage friend, the Trasher in this case. So yeah, it's able to.
It
clear
really
out the
was
Paper Cut
green
that way.
thinking of like multiple moves in the future, basically.
Yeah, I'll be able to clear this out in a higher value situation later. I don't need to do it now with the Venomous.
Right. And we have a
And we got our-
clean board
Yeah.
at round 10.
Yeah, green snap readying up here. And if I'm free donut, yeah, I take that. I mean, obviously, green just throwing a card away there, effectively 10 cards already. If I'm free donut, I'll pass all the way back up to at least, we both have 10 cards. Why would I not do
I
that,
see.
essentially? Because you can only hold 10 cards in hand, so green just kind of giving away a card there.
Okay, I'm playing a prepare. Interesting. Wonder, these sorts of situations, I always wonder, like, what are they waiting for? What you know?
Yeah.
You got a full hand of cards. You got a full hand of coins, pouch of coins, or some coins. Anyway, bank of that's the one. So
What was the other one? Did you say pouch or couch? You said pouch, I assume, right? Couch would be weird, I guess. Although a couch full of coins would be way more than a pouch full of coins, to be fair.
That's very fair,
An
actually.
entire
Yeah.
couch full of coins seems like a lot more. So.
I used to always, because my dad used to always have tons of change in his pocket, and in Canada, $1 and $2 are with coins. So
Yep.
he would sit
Yep.
on the couch, and then we would like, as kids, go like wrestling through the couch to try and find money.
Loonies and toonies, is that right?
Yeah, loony and toony.
Nice. Nice.
Also, I'm so sorry I distracted with my conversation, but we got a sprink, we had we had a Zeppelin gun, and a prepare come down. So some stuff happened.
Some stuff did happen. Yeah, there's not much evidence of it having happened, but some stuff certainly did happen. And free donut, nice. Actually, the jazzy in general, kind of nice because the drawback of your opponent drawing a card is 0 here when they have literally 10. So
Right.
nice to get some kind of like very cheap free pressure down. Gets the sprink out there before it can actually do anything like significant.
I wonder if
So,
Green
yeah,
was planning to use a makeover on that sprink. Because that's
I
a
would imagine so. Yeah, I would be
expensive
shocked
sprink
if
to
not.
put down. Because actually that's twice now that Green has played a sprink and has wanted to probably do something with it, and it got killed like instantly both times.
Yeah, we do know that green does have, unless that venomous that was played was with a full hand. I don't think it was. Actually, no, it wouldn't matter. So either way, green definitely has a makeover in hand right now because we did see the venomous. So I'm sure you're right. Yeah. So I think at this point, I actually think that Free Donut kind of had a nice way to win this game if they were able to be a little bit more aggressive. But at this point, you can see it already starting to happen now, where it was 10 cards to 10. Now it's 10 cards to 6.
Right.
The control, the non-drawing control from Free Donut is going to start to be at a pretty significant disadvantage. So like Jazzy's fine, but in the end it doesn't draw for you. Things like Bomber, Bomber's like again fine here, can maybe regulate this Felina a little bit, but also doesn't draw. But at least nice here to be able to just get it cleanly down and stay alive. Unfortunately, misses though.
Everything missed.
Yeah. Yeah. Very true.
Oh my goodness.
But yeah, and especially with
Another
twin
one,
Felinas
okay.
now, green just no way needs to be shying away from this ultra late game.
Oh,
It's a good sizzle.
that's
It's a good sizzle.
really, that's with that much enthusiasm.
It's a good sizzle. The thing is, Felinas are going to make him keep coming back unless there's an answer. So it is a good
Okay,
sizzle. Don't get me
fair.
wrong. I just want to see that Free Donut has a little bit more of a permanent answer, and so far they do. The venomous on the Felina there is
Yeah.
huge. If there's a way to take out this other Felina here, then yeah, it's a very big deal. But unfortunately, that's why Felina's so
Donut.
great in a spot like this. Yeah, where
I'm
the
surprised
sizzles
that-
yeah.
Oh, sorry. I was gonna say I'm surprised that Free Donut passed there with 5 cards, 7 coins, and a full Felina on board. Yeah. What were you gonna
I don't know. Who knows? Who cares?
forget now? Sorry.
some rant about something. I mean, whatever.
Oh, there's a makeover. Okay, rat a baby into an overheater. There's some action.
I think the main thing is like I think maybe this is what I was gonna say, or probably was gonna say something worse or whatever. But the you're seeing there the difference in the ultra late game, like the Felina versus Sizzle thing, for example. You're seeing the difference in the ultra late game between a sort of like a temporary value generator and a permanent value generator. The Felina is gonna keep chugging those kittens out, and the Sizzle is gonna have to be the one to like kind of answer it. But the Felina is in a way card draw because it will, until it's destroyed, it's generating bloom kittens for free. So that kind of functions as draw in a way, whereas Sizzle really is just like a one and done. So once you get to the very late game, very like kind of high coin, high card situations, like the big Sizzle's great and you need it. Like you need to clear that lobby out. Don't get me wrong, but it's going to lose out over time to a Felina that stays alive.
Right. That's a good point. Like the reverse of the paper cut that we saw in the last matchup.
Yeah, exactly right. That's the best way to put it. You're right. It's like a reverse paper cut, if anything, like even a little bit stronger in this spot. What is not strong is a mind wave when your opponent has 0 novas, so not the best makeover there from green, but trying again and gets a destroyer in this case. Yeah,
That's a pretty solid looking board for green right now. Still has a bit of a card advantage, so Free Donut just passing. What's going on here?
Probably just nothing to do.
guess.
Not really sure. Maybe that destroyer was a significant shutdown here. I don't know if Free Donut has a big friend in hand.
Right.
Didn't want to play it into a destroyer that they couldn't get rid of. That's possible. I don't know.
that's
But the Felina
true.
keeps on chugging. That I do know.
So green readied up. Free Donut's got to have something to do. 12 coins, 6 cards. I mean, you've either got something defensive or... I guess it's kind of tough if you want to put friends down and you can't get rid of, say, the destroyer first, but...
Yeah. And I don't think that it'll be relevant, but we should remember that there is a 25-round cap to this game that is looming.
Oh, yeah,
and that
that's
is
right.
To green's advantage at this point, clearly.
Yeah. Wow, in a basement. Okay. So 7-0, round 17. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Free donut. Hopefully they're gonna play something to try and turn the tides here. And they played a fly trap in the basement.
Might have misclicked the fly trap there, going for the lobby and plays it in the basement accidentally. Not really sure. Maybe a little bit on tilt. I'm not really sure.
Hopefully it's not that, but we'll have to wait and see.
The mind games are real. Green's looking good.
I mean, that fly trap would have been great in the lobby.
Yeah.
To get rid of all that, but
yeah. But green's got a diversified enough board that even the fly trap would have been withstood, I think, like pretty healthily here. It's like spread out. The health's kind of varied. Again, that Felina just kind of keeps going. So, again, I think the fly trap probably would just be more of a temporary answer there anyways.
You got to be able to take out that Felina.
Yeah. Do you see an overheater come down? So, trying to get some pressure going of their own. But it's not a winnable race, that's for sure. So, if there isn't a way to get rid of the friends of green, it's going to be a green victory here. So at this point, the whole maybe I can outrace with my kind of aggressive energy friends that I do have in this deck.
Right.
That win condition is sort of gone. There's going to have to be
clear the board a bit more.
Yeah.
Like
you have to get that answer.
There's some mega bombs or something. Like got to get rid of some. Okay, we see a prepare. Maybe it is trying to search for that mega bomb. Oh, and another makeover. Okay.
Into a bruiser. I think green probably hoping for like a Bloom Queen or maybe even a raid there, but
okay, yeah.
The Mega Bomb now, okay.
Yeah. I bet you that fly trap was a misclick. Because imagine if that fly trap had come down, like, oof.
Yeah, would have been pretty significant.
Oh, yeah. See that darn Felina. Where's High Roller when you need it?
Yeah. High Roller, actually, a few times tonight. The times we did see it play, it was very effective. And the times we didn't, it would have been.
Absolutely.
So, High Roller kind of like quietly like sitting in the corner with its arms crossed, being like, I told you so.
Well, this board is looking pretty purple, but...
It is.
I am always one to say it is not over till it's over.
Pretty purple and yet all green.
Nice one.
Thanks.
I like how you still have a straight face through that.
Always. that was my smile. What do you mean?
Oh, that was your smile.
That was.
Okay.
I thought that was ear to ear. Was it not?
It was. It was so ear to ear. I was gonna call you the Joker.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wow. Nice.
Thanks.
Man, we're both on fire tonight. Honestly.
I think so.
It's great commentating by us in general. Let's just say it. Let's just call it what it is.
We're just awesome. All right.
I think we're in the final round of this game is my guess here. I don't know if green can be stopped at this point.
I would say likely not. But again, it's not over till it's over. What does DC think?
Are you asking? Oh, you asking me that? I thought maybe chat was asking what DC thinks.
No, I was asking you that because you have DC next to you.
DC just kind of permanently grumpy from the look of it. I don't know. DC,
point.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe just feeling left out. Maybe like, I don't know. Not the most camera friendly is DC, to be honest.
Oh,
GG.
Well, GG. 26.
Yeah.
Ouchies.
It's a dominant one from green there.
Yeah. Free Donut, though, really kept up right until the end there. Like, the whole time. Just responses for everything. And, but green just slowly started to take over in that late game as Aster does, and specifically as green does. We look at the cards here, and it's not necessarily like an Aster strategy. We don't have Brainiac and Melder and a whole bunch of cosmic cards. We have cards from all the classes really deck, and I think that's what offers so much of that versatility that that I've been talking about.
Yeah, indeed. I mean, we definitely see like a lot of heavy control themed cards, but it was definitely light on cosmic. I'm not sure. Maybe I think we saw Brainstorm and maybe like a Zappling Gun. So there was a couple of copies and cards thrown in there. But you're right. Yep, there was also a few other. There was obviously the Felina. There was a Sizzle. There was, I think, Ranapult Green have a Ranapult of their own. I don't even remember at this point. But either way, you're right.
So.
It was a pretty clearly a well enough diversified deck that could take the game down 26 zip.
Yeah.
And looking great for green. You're right though. In the early game, that was sort of anyone's game. That was a pretty kind of like intense, brief back and forth there for the first few rounds, where it seemed like it was anyone's game. It was even at 10 cards to 10 without really anyone having a lead at all, I want to say, or maybe it was like 4 Novas to nothing, something like that. So definitely a point there where was anything was possible. But what was kind of the killer in the end was the twin Felinas coming down for green with no answer, and then just as that game carries on, the Bloom Kitten after Bloom Kitten after Bloom Kitten. Even if there was a fly trap that landed where it was intended, I don't think it would have made the difference at that point. I think once those Felinas get going, they're just gone. And 2 of them in the ultra late game is just not a lot of great answers to that.
Yeah, that's definitely tough. I mean, Free Donut got rid of one of them, and right away there's another one on board. So that's tough for sure.
The J in AJK stands for Joker. We got in the chat.
Oh, and a flower crown for DC.
And, yeah. All right, you know what? Tell you what. Someone asked for what was it? I think it was a Valentine paper cut cosplay that I rejected.
Oh.
I will get some kind of like skin for this DC water bottle. I'll craft something that is a DC skin for the finals. You have my word on that. A DC will no longer be a basic DC.
Well, y'all heard it here. It's live. Yeah. You can't take it back.
No, I don't plan on it. No, it's fine.
Now,
no, I'll do something.
Are you going to also cosplay the skin so that y'all are matching? Like,
no, I'm not going.
Father, son. No.
Okay. No, I'm not going to do that. No, absolutely not. Yeah, no, I'm actually extremely. Yeah, I definitely don't want to do that. No. Maybe it depends. Well, no, I don't. Well,
oh, you're thinking.
I don't think so.
Okay.
All right, we'll see. Probably not, but definitely something for DC. You're right. I think that's neglect on my part. I should have provided some adornments to this water bottle by now.
Put some clothes on that poor DC. Okay.
Top hat floaty. We got predictions on what skin it's gonna be. I cannot say. I do know in my head right now though which one I'm gonna do.
Okay.
Like I'm not gonna say for sure if anyone's guessed it yet.
All right.
Paper cut cosplay not out of mind. No, I mean, who could forget? Who could forget outright? But confidently not happening. I also think is Valentine paper cut shirtless? I guess I could do like a white tee under the suspenders. I don't know. Paper cut Valentine. NSFW, honestly. I don't know if I can do paper cut Valentine. HKDC matching flower hats. Okay. All right. So we got predictions, but yeah. I know what I'm going to do. I can't guarantee the matching cosplay. I can guarantee DC will have something, and I will not say what that something is. You'll have to stay tuned or tune in a week from now to find out.
Perfect. As long as it's PG.
I mean, yeah. I'm not gonna go there, but clearly, yes. I mean, I don't even know how to make it PG. I don't know how it could be anything other than G, honestly. But yes, no,
okay.
it'll be appropriate. Yeah.
Perfect. And just like that, green and free donut.
Thank God.
Oh my gosh. And it
same
looks
pros.
like same pros. Yeah. I'm excited to see if there's going to be any switch up from both. I'm predicting probably not. I think green's going to stick with their deck. Yeah.
Okay.
Free donut? I don't know. Maybe same pro with like a couple card difference. That would be my prediction.
Okay. I think for free donut, what I'd really like to see is sort of like even when it comes down to like the draft phase, just making sure to take everything aggressive. Essentially, like I
Mm,
think it's pretty clear that the ultra late game is not going to be friendly.
yeah.
But I think the early and early mid game can be like very significant. Like Green committing to an Infinite Wisdom there. If Free Donut could follow that up with a Jazzy and then into an Overheater, like things start to escalate quickly, and maybe like you start to play it a little bit more like a Boom Rush deck.
Right.
We didn't see all of it. Like I don't know that Spike is in there or Jolt is in there, but we saw enough that there are some friends that can apply pressure. And I'd like to see him just get down as soon as possible, but so far it's looking like both players are passive, and that's going to probably be advantage Green for me.
I think so too. I know I've played Green against this deck a few times. It is very strong. Not only is it very strong, but Green plays it so well.
Yeah.
At least, decks like this. I think it was this exact deck, but yeah, just really talented. I would wonder how many times Green has played this deck before.
Yeah, probably quite a few. I think they were maybe they were hustling us when they said they didn't have a deck lined up, because this is sort of a classic deck from Green. I agree with you. So I think maybe it was just like trying to play it cool kind of thing.
Yeah, for
but
sure.
I think Green's had this deck lined up for about 4 months now. Yeah.
We'll see. Free Donut passing right now. We're going down to round 5. Kind of surprised we haven't seen anything from Free Donut yet.
Yeah, that's gonna get uncomfortable quickly. Again, Felina.
Yeah.
And now we got an early game Felina, so even more kittens essentially.
Yeah.
Green was considering using the Titan deck, which I guess they have a Titan deck, which is good to hear. You love to hear that there's Titan decks in the meta, as there should be.
Absolutely. Oh, you made it during the Celia match. Okay. So it must have been like decks like this then that I've seen you play. I'm hoping not Fibble. All right, let's see if Free Donut pulls something out here. Maybe we're gonna see a big AoE power. Try and clear up the Felina and the board. Got a generator. Okay. Steen.
Fortunately, a fully occupied lobby thanks to that Felina for the most part, so generator tough to land in too good of a spot there. But looking for maybe a lightning storm would be nice out of that generator.
Oh, I love the snorkels and all the things. Okay,
I'm
another.
sorry. It can't be lightning storm. I mean, it would be nice if it could be lightning storm, but it's 2 cost or less, or 2 coin or less. What would be good there? Sizzle would be okay there maybe, but
Fly trap.
Instead, it's nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with Free Donut right now. So,
No, I think it's I think we've probably seen it all. Yeah, I think Green kind of just ran away with kind of was too strong in game 1, and I think then in this case just sort of running away with game 2.
Yeah,
I think that's probably gonna be pretty much it.
Because it really, I mean, I say it all the time, it's never over till it's over. And once the game is done, it's done. You move on to the next game, and it's all fresh, and it's anybody's game right from the start. So, that's how I am at any game, though. I'm always like trying to give it right till the end. So,
yeah. Mega Bomb does come down.
We do get a Mega
Good
Bomb.
damage there.
Maybe Free Donut's having some connection problems. I don't know.
Can't say, but looks like we're likely to see the end of this game. Oh, not yet.
Oh, there it is.
All right, we had a nice, I don't know, approximately 2 seconds worth of suspense at the very end there, but Green with a very dominating 20-2 victory and a 2-0 win in the series. So there is your 6th qualifier for the finals. It is Green.
Wow.
Congrats.
Congratulations, Green, and thanks for coming out, Free Donut. Wow. Well, I gotta say, watching all of these qualifiers over the last 3 weeks has been so enjoyable for myself. I'm sure for Alex as well. I'm always really pumped up to see what y'all are gonna bring and how the matches are gonna go down, and nobody disappointed. Every single game was just absolutely epic. So a huge thanks to everybody that signed up and participated, and it's just been really, really wonderful.
Indeed. Yeah. Tonight we really did have that like finals worthy matchup of Celia versus Espero 95 that did not disappoint. I think game 2. I'm trying to think back. I think like game 2 of that series, and then the epic Fibbles epic Sprink being transformed into a Ray in the top right against, I want to say, Toby. Those are a couple of my like highlights of this qualifier round. We had quite a few nail biters, although there's only one series that went to a game 3. Some of the games themselves really couldn't have swung more easily. Like you a light breeze goes by and those games go to the other player. So despite a handful of 2-0s and only one game going to, or one series going to a best of 3, even Demite, geez, who took down Demite? I forget, but that was another series that was a 2-0 that, I mean, both games were decided. I think it was a combined 5 Novas decided. So nothing but nail biters. And tonight, no exception. Maybe the last game withstanding, but Celia and Espero putting up quite the show, and couldn't be more excited for the finals, to say the least.
Absolutely. And this now means we have 6 people for the qualifiers. And might you ask a really great question, because we have a little announcement for y'all. Something that we haven't said to anyone just yet. And this is the perfect time to tell you. So, first off, just recapping who has qualified for the finals. We have Rosalind, we have Rose, Bibble, and Cello. And now adding to that, from this qualifier, we have Green, and we have, oh my gosh, Espero. I'm so sorry. It literally happened like a half hour ago.
Like 10 minutes ago, yeah.
I love you, Espero. I'm sorry. Okay, and Espero. Oh my gosh. So that is 6 people that have qualified through playing for the final bracket. And I saw that little eye raise, AJK, because I said from playing. That's right, people. We have 2 spots for the final bracket that are going to be our wild cards. Wee wee, me making my own hype with my voice. So that means 2 people are going to be picked out of those who have played in the qualifiers as wild cards. So if you did not win your qualifier, there is still hope, and we will be announcing those wild cards this week. I'm very excited for it. Nick, I could clip it and play it as a sound effect. Oh, please don't. Please don't. So it's really exciting. So we're going to have 8 people in total playing in that final bracket next Tuesday, May the 3rd at 7 p.m. Same Nova place, same Nova time. And it's going to be amazing. Yeah, that's pretty much what I got. I also...
You keep going. You're killing it.
I was like really amplifying the amazing, because after watching last stream back, I realized how many times I say amazing, and it's too much.
Oh,
it was like,
never have too much amazing.
It was like every 4th word, I swear, it was like, that's amazing.
To be fair, you were responding to the amazing things that I was saying, so
that's
who could
true.
blame you?
It's, you know what?
At some point, you run out of superlatives for how profound I can be in the span of an hour and a half. So if you land on amazing, I will not fault you for it.
Perfect. Thank you. It's like in the game of life. Land on amazing.
Wow. Did you just come up with that?
I did.
Oh my, I love that. That was really good.
I'm
game
on
of life,
point
land
today,
on
y'all.
amazing. Okay, all right.
Dang. Okay.
All right, let's get this thing up. Yeah,
right.
2 wild cards. Really excited. We'll get the announcement out soon. It will definitely be based on the performance from the qualifying rounds. We have our metrics there to determine those 2 wild cards, and that will give us with 8 for our finals. 6 would be a strange number, so it will be 8 for our finals, and really looking forward to that. So, yeah,
absolutely. All right. Well, on that amazing note, we will see you all next Tuesday, 7 p.m. Set your alarms, mark your calendars, because you won't want to miss it. All right, bye, everybody.
All right. Have a good night, everyone.